do our best to try and make that very simple for you today. You know, Sandy and I took our very first look at Relive 20 years ago next month. We both have had phenomenal results with the products, me with neck pain that had bothered me for over 6 years, Sandy with chronic bladder infection. Guys, these products just absolutely changed our lives. It give us new life. It'd be the simplest way for me to say. But then as it was, you know, and I'll just share with you, my first objection to Relive was this: would the products work? Could they work for me? And how did I prove that? I put the products in my body, let the products do the work. And then what happened is that once that was validated to us, Sandy just said, hey, Jim, we got to share this with other people. And she started connecting people to other stories. And what did we learn to do? We learned how to help them overcome their objections by what I'm going to teach you today. And guys, this business opportunity has absolutely given us the opportunity to what I call freedom. It's just not a lifestyle, but it's freedom. Freedom to do what we want to, when we want to, where we want to. And it's given us the freedom to build a business when we want to, where we want to, with who we want to. And to me, life is all about freedom. And Relive has just been an incredible opportunity for us. But enough about my story. I want to hear these other stories. Let's go right down to Norma Sorensen in Texas. And Norma, if you would come in and tell us, what have these products done for you and your health?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Norma Sorensen. I live in Dallas, Texas. And I was introduced to Relive in August of 2011. At that time, I was dealing with some pretty severe digestive issues, including IBS. I had to be sure where the restroom was and the shortest route to it. I was on Relive about 3 weeks, and I noticed that my symptoms had lessened considerably. And after a short time, of course, I didn't have those anymore. And that would have been, you know, all I really expected. And pretty soon I noticed I was having more energy. My acid reflux was alleviated, didn't have that anymore. And I used to get sinus infections every winter since I was a teenager, and I don't get those anymore. I think I've had 1 in 10 years. And so the biggest thing I think recently was my cholesterol. I lowered my cholesterol 30 points in 90 days without statins. So that was a big for me, because I really did not want to take the statins. So right now, all I do is go once a year to my doctor for an annual wellness visit. So anyway, I'm blessed to have these products in my life, and I will take them forever.
That's awesome. And Norma, as you look back at as you started with Relive, what were your objections as you looked at Relive?
Well, as I looked at it, I don't recall that I had any objections because I was pretty desperate. And I heard these stories, which were, you know, from real people. They're very convincing. And some of the other products I tried were, you know, touted by celebrities. And but these products were, you know, from real people, and they sounded very sincere. So I was, you know, very willing to give it a try.
Awesome. Norma, thank you so much for being with us today. Your story makes a difference. Let's go to Pennsylvania now to Jan Mingle. And Jan, would you come on and tell us what these products have done for you?
Hi, Jim.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Jan Mingle from Pittsburgh, and I'm a grandmother. Before Relive, I was a special educator, retired on disability at age 48 due to rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, a power wheelchair, and I couldn't even drive for 3 years. But then a van with specialized steering helped me. Physical therapy and daily help with my personal needs was my norm. There were multiple surgeries, multiple medications, but those came with side effects that were debilitating. Then I was introduced to Relive. And So now 8 years later, I've moved to Pittsburgh. I live in a house with stairs. I drive a Subaru Outback with regular steering. The power wheelchair sits in the corner. And Monday to Friday, I chase a 2-year-old around while his parents work upstairs. And on the weekend, I teach my grandsons to ride bike. So my life.
Maybe, is that me?
No, it's not you. It's Jan.
Okay,
Yeah, she froze.
okay. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move forward and we'll come back to Jan. Ann Fotheringham from the UK, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, Ann, thank you for being with us today, all the way from the UK. This is special. Would you share with us what have these products done for you?
Well, yeah, my name is Anne Fotheringham. I live in a place called Chesterfield in the UK. And before Relive, by the way, I'm 45 then. I'm 58 now. I was 45 before I found Relive.
Okay, we'll come right
I
back
was
to you.
very worried my health because I'd got chronic fatigue. I got no energy at all. I wasn't sleeping. I had a lot of muscular pains and a skin condition. And being a single mum, as I was at the time, I was getting really worried for my ability to work. My son was diagnosed with ADHD and Asperger's, and he'd been on medication for 3.5 years. So life wasn't good for either of us. Started my son on Relive, and in 3.5 months got him off medication, which was absolutely incredible for him. And for me, within 2 weeks, the skin condition had cleared up. I started to get better energy. I was sleeping better, and all the pains in my arms and legs started to go. And well, I don't want to go back to feeling like I used to feel. So I'll always be taking Relive.
That's awesome. Now, Ann, as you looked at Relive the first time, did you have any objections?
I didn't, because a friend who had introduced me to the products put me in touch with a lady from the United States to share with me what had happened to her son. I was open-minded. I was open to anything because I spent a lot of money previously on things, particularly for my son, trying to get him off the Ritalin. So I was open to anything that was going to work. And because I'd actually listened to the story from day one, I knew that these products did work. I just wanted them to work for us, which of course they did.
That's awesome. And thank you so much. Your story is important. It meant a lot to a lot of people today and going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, Jen Mingle, I think we've got you back. Let's go back to Jen.
Says the video, or the host has stopped my video. It's asking to start. Okay, start there. I'm back. Okay. Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Where did you lose me?
You were just wrapping up your story.
I was just wrapping up. Well, I'll say the last thing. So now, because of Relive, I have hope for my future that I never thought possible.
Yeah. You know, Jan, as you looked at Relive the first time, did you have any objections?
Well, it was just that I thought it wasn't going to work. You know, I'd even been in a nursing home and came out of the nursing home in a wheelchair. So what was powder in a can going to do? But because the person who introduced me to it was just so sincere, and she was so positive about it, and she had helped me in other ways that I thought I owed it to her, but I thought I was going to get my money back. But in 4 weeks, I was seeing difference. 6 weeks, I was out of that chair.
Yeah. So the key ingredient to helping you overcome your doubt was,
The key ingredient was seeing the results that I never thought I would have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jen, thank you so much. Your story is so incredible. I love hearing it every time.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Well, and I just want to remind everybody, here's the deal. We don't make any claims of cures or healings. We can't, and we don't need to. But here's what's powerful, guys, is that because of the science that's built into these products, you can't, and when you put that science into your body through its own physiology does amazing things. It's the human body is the most incredibly thing ever developed on the face of the earth. And the body just needs those nutrients, those extra nutrients every day to flourish and thrive. But here's the other part of what I discovered in our Relive. And I saw it the very first night I looked at Relive, but that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted my help. But what happens so many times is that when people, there's two ways people come to Relive. It's either through the products or the business opportunity. It's one or the other. And whichever way you come to Relive is awesome. It's okay. And because we're all a little different in what's going on in our lives. But because these products work for those who choose, there's an incredible opportunity in going out and sharing this opportunity with other people. And I'd like to jump right to Illinois and have Edith Escarpita come on. And Edith, share with us, what has this business done for you and your family?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Well, I was introduced to Relive 5 years ago, my husband and I, and we came in as master affiliates because my husband had done a lot of research with nutrition. And when he took a look at that nutrition panel, he knew that it was really quality nutrition. And so he wanted the four of us to be consuming it, and he wanted the best price for it. It was the best decision he could have ever made because after feeling our results ourselves, we had a lot of people within 3 short months asking us, what are you guys doing? You walk in, you're smiling, you walk out, you're smiling, you're losing weight, what's going on? So after 3 months, we decided to share. And the fact that we had come in at master affiliate level just meant that our savings now turned into profits. That's how our business grew. Within the first year, we had reached 3-star director level. So we knew that this business was real. I took a short break a year ago to help my daughter transition from 8th grade to high school. A lot of time filling out scholarship applications, etc. But I had the time because 6 months after joining Relive, my teaching position was closed. And so at that point, my husband and I decided that I would no longer be a full-time teacher. My daughter was able to secure a scholarship to the high school, private high school of her choice, almost tuition free, again, because I had the time to dedicate to her. A couple of months later, my son's team needed a soccer coach. I had time. I was able to do that. And that season, his team brought home the championship. So it's been amazing, both in lifestyle and business. When the quarantine happened, our business grew really big. That was the best month we've had. And in July and August, we did receive the Sales Excellence Award. That not only represented people we were helping, but it did come with a $2,000 bonus. The laptop that I'm using now to do this business. And it's really been amazing. My husband and I, my family and I are excited to be able to share this mission with others. It's so rewarding on many different levels.
That's awesome. I love your story. And I love that smile on your face. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, as you looked at Relive the very first time, did you have any concerns, any objections?
The biggest objection, believe it or not, was from my husband. It did take us a year before we joined Relive, but that was because he was the biggest objection. I was like the middle person between my upline and him, and he just refused to meet with anybody. But that one time that he did, he said, this is it. I know this is it. And so here we are now, 5 years later.
Awesome. Okay, now what was it in the meeting that drew your husband to Relive?
For him, it really was the nutrition panel. Like I said, he had done a lot of nutrition on research on his own. I remember we had so many supplements in our cupboard. And one day he did say to me, the problem is I don't know in what quantities to mix it up. So when we took a look at Relive, we said, you need to tell us there's already scientists that are doing this. Well, it definitely was a lot easier to do.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Edith. Great story. Keep moving forward. And
Thank you.
congratulations on your achievements. There's many more to come.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's run up to Michigan, and Maureen Sowens, would you come on and share your business story with us?
Be happy to, Jim. Good morning, everyone. I'm from Rochester Hills, Michigan, and my background, actually when Relive found me, was in decorative painting. I had my own firm. And when I got amazing results with the products, like so many people on this webinar this morning, I really didn't want to share it. But I did come in at that top profit level. But it was actually a few months later when I decided, what if somebody wouldn't have shared it with me? And I went out there and started to share it around my very, very busy business. It was a successful business, but you know, Jim, when I didn't climb that scaffolding, I didn't pay myself, I paid my employees. So I decided to be more intentional about it. And in the first 8 months, we earned our first trip with the company. They're just so incredibly generous. They offer something every year, and I decided to go for it and did. And with that, people joined us in the business because they started to see not only my health improve, but our business started to move. We had 6 people join us at that top profit level that first year, and we went on to earn thousands and thousands of dollars in bonuses. You know, I started to keep a little journal, and I can't find it, but how successful Relive enables you to be just by helping people help other people. And to fast forward to today, we've earned 10 all expense paid trips, back-to-back trips to Hawaii. In 2019, we were first in the nation and third in the nation. And again, in 20, third in the nation, and earned that another trip to Hawaii. But again, it's not because of anybody special. It's because Relive gives us the opportunity to go out there and build a business and help a lot of people. And you can bet that this is our retirement. Ken is winding his way down in automotive manufacturing. And we just love what we do. We can't ever see that we wouldn't stop sharing this with people, and with the hope, with their health and their wealth.
Awesome, awesome. Now, Maureen, as you looked at Relive very first time, step back and just go, okay, now, what concerns, what objections did you and Ken have?
Well, I was probably the biggest naysayer, Jim. I even went so far as my daughter lives in St. Louis to drive by our corporate office and make sure it was real. You know, I thought there might be Lucy in the grapes out there mushing up some products that I had never heard of. But really, on a serious note, I had spent 6 years prior to being introduced to Relive with a naturopathic physician trying to figure out why I couldn't take a Flintstone vitamin without being sick. We now know that it's a malabsorption issue. So for me, again, I didn't think it'd be anything else out there that could help me with a lifelong autoimmune disease. And my first result was I could take it without being sick. But again, my objection was I hadn't heard of it. And I didn't think that it'd be anything different than a doctor with, you know, letters in front of her name and after her name that was really sincerely trying to help me, but couldn't. And the powder in the can changed my life, and all of my autoimmune disease. 13 months later, I was symptom free and medication free.
Yeah. So now, in a couple sentences,
Mm-hmm.
what was it that helped you truly overcome the objections?
Stories. So people were introducing me to stories, probably 2 or 3 a week. And as long as I was open to hearing them, they intrigued me. And the first one was great. And then I thought, wow, this is even greater. And how could this help a sore throat? And how could it help somebody with a torn rotator? And I knew that they cared enough about me to make sure I was going to develop that new habit, because these products work, but you have to take them. And a lot of times you start feeling better and you fall off the bandwagon. And to this day, I still love listening to the stories because they encourage me. But without a doubt, the stories are what changed my mind.
Awesome. Awesome. Maureen, you're a pro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's jump to Pennsylvania. Terry Cover. Terry, come on and share a little bit about your business story. Terry Cobra.
Terry, you'll need to push *6 to unmute your line. I don't know why we don't have Terry. He's on.
I'm gonna text him real quick.
Okay. I asked him to unmute, but he probably's not seeing it because he's not on the computer. Maybe I had to step away from his phone.
Yeah, he just texted me a little bit ago, so we'll give Terry just a little bit here. Terry, are you coming? He's probably out in the middle of a log field.
I was gonna say, maybe he doesn't have the signal now, but he's.
Yeah, Terry's saying it won't unmute, so that's okay. We'll get him another time.
Huh.
Unless or do you not?
*6?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder if you could three-way him in.
Let me try.
Just put him on speaker. Have him call you on the speaker.
Okay.
Maybe that'll work.
Hey Siri. Call Terry Cover.
Because more than one way to skin a cat, right?
That's right. It's got to be
Figure
smart
this
like
out.
you. Just have to be smart like you, Mindy.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep. Hey, hold on, Terry. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna three-way you in. I'm gonna put you by my speaker here. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I hit *6. I don't know how many times. Hold on.
Okay, that's okay. Hey, Mindy, can you hear Terry?
Sure can.
Okay, go for it, Terry.
Awesome. Hey, well, I'm Terry Cover from Bedford, Pennsylvania. And I'm a logger by trade, actually. I enjoy what I do, but I wasn't feeling good. And getting amazing results on these products, I knew I had to share it with others because I had a hold of something here that changed my life. And moving forward, just started very slowly with family members and employees. And I remember getting some people on the products and they were getting results. What I wasn't expecting was other people wanted to share and help other people. And as they started doing that, and as I kept on sharing, a business was formed and some income started coming in, a few $100s a month. But as I took a look and got aggressive with it and decided to help a lot of people, my first year sharing, sponsored 18 frontline master affiliates. And that was pretty amazing. Then my checks started growing. I was actually reaching some income of between $4,000 and $5,000 a month, became ambassadors in the company within 18 months. Went on some amazing trips, earned some awesome bonuses, and was hitting checks of $9,000, $10,000. And that was just amazing to me what I was able to do with that. It was most fulfilling part was getting the phone calls every day. And I didn't think that would happen, but every day somebody called and said, I feel awesome now. Thank you for sharing. And you know what? It's just an amazing opportunity we have a hold up here, and I'll never quit.
Awesome. Now, Terry, as you looked at Relive the very first time, what were your concerns? What were your objections?
My main objection, Jim, was time. I knew I wanted to get on these products and feel good again, but I felt like I did not have time to share this with other people. And I remember as I was starting to build the business, I remember calling you and saying, Jim, I don't have just time. I don't have time to do this. I just spent 30 minutes with a truck driver. They walked out the door and didn't get on the products. And I was very frustrated and just didn't know how to manage the time around a very busy business. And when you shared with me and finally taught me that I just needed to call you and have your story shared, things changed and we went rocking and rolling with this business.
That's awesome. Awesome. And Terry, did you have any concerns about the products or doubts?
You know, first time hearing about Relive, there's so many things out there. I really wasn't sure what we had a hold of here, but seriously, I think what convinced me to get into the products was the day after the presentation, we got to spend a little time with you and Sandy, meet you, find out that you guys were real. You was concerned about helping other people. And when I learned that, when I seen that, I thought this is the real deal. I'm going to jump into this, and I needed to feel good again. This was the place to start.
Yeah. And isn't it awesome, Terry, that evening at that presentation, and then that next afternoon, getting to spend time together, created a friendship. And you're my best friend today.
Well, Jim, that's exactly right. I really wasn't expecting, what I would get out of Relive, but finding the best friend in the world, that's a big, big deal to me, let alone feeling good, being able to help others and watch them feel good again. But, that's one of the biggest things I've come with Relive. They're just good people, and I enjoy having you as a best friend. We talk literally every day, and not only helping other people, but other things besides Relive too. So it's great. Yeah. Terry, thank you so much for sharing today, and bearing with that old phone when it wouldn't work again. Oh, my. Okay, thanks, Terry. You're welcome. Yeah, have a great day. Oh, thank you. Okay, are we back now, Mindy?
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, guys, it's interesting. It's interesting, the common theme to objections. And here's what before Mindy and I start talking about this, as we look at the word objections, the word objections is something that everybody fears. What is someone going to say? What is someone going to think? I mean, that's real life. It doesn't make any difference whether it's Relive or what it is. But see, as you look at Relive, what really is your job? What's your job? Is to, as you're building a business, what's your job? Number one is to do such great customer service with your distributor organization that you have, that they get what they want, and they'll stay on these products long term. And then the second thing is find new people. Because see, as you add new people, what happens is you not only sustain your organization, but you grow your organization. So what is our real job? If we could define it down into two sentences, I believe it would be this simple. It is number one, to present Relive. Number two is present the stories. And, and see, the common theme here is this. Every one of these people, every one of their objections were covered by a presentation and stories. Because as we're doing great customer service, we're presenting a story to a person. It's, guys, we make this so hard so many times. I mean, we just make it too hard. It's as simple as present Relive, present the stories. And the other thing is this. If I've learned anything I'm 60, I'll be 66 this summer. I've been presenting things to people ever since I was 19 years old. And if I learned anything in all of those years, it's this. If people don't buy your story, they don't buy. If people don't buy your story, they don't buy. And so, and then are there some people that regardless of what you do, they're going to buy anyway? Absolutely. Accept it, get over it, move forward. Just know not everybody's going to buy, and that's okay. But what we're looking for are the people who want what we have to offer. We have health, and we have a great opportunity to create income, residual income, long-term income through investing in other people and helping them get health results and helping them build businesses, which creates other health results in other people. So as we look at this whole thing, I think it can come down to another sentence, is what is the key in presenting? What is the key in presenting to people? Number one is this, and I'd like to call it the art of presenting. But what is the key to the art of presenting? It's to discover what it is that individual wants. Discover what that individual wants. It's that simple. Discover what they want. What's the challenge we have as presenters? We know that they need it, but we don't know if they want it. And when we discover that they want what they want, then we can help them. Because where do people invest their time, energy, and money? In things they want. And you might say, no, Jim, you're wrong. Well, you go pull out your credit card transactions, you go pull out your checkbook, go down through your register, go down through your statement, and here's what you'll discover. The reason you purchased those things is because you wanted them. That's what happens. Now, you know, every day before, any time before I do presentations, I always have this conversation with God. And I'm always asking, I said, God, give me the words, give me words that don't come from my head, but come from my heart. God, give me the words that I can share with these people today, that they can grasp, that they can not only hear it, but they can comprehend it, they can understand it. And so about 7:30 this morning, I walk into my office. And if you can see that little sign that's right back here, this one right here, what that sign says is that winning isn't everything, wanting to is. Winning isn't everything, wanting to is. And wanting to be healthy, wanting to create income, when you want health bad enough and you want income bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. You can put your time, energy, money into doing that. But the other thing that popped up on my desk this morning that was probably even more powerful than that was this little pamphlet. This week I've been working on getting all of our insurance reviewed. And my agent sent me this. Can you see this? What's the question on that? What's important to you? What's important to you? And then on the bottom down here, it says, the answer is different for everyone. Let's talk about your hopes, your challenges, goals, and dreams. And the question that I have to ask every one of you today is that as you're doing presentations, are you asking people what's important to you? See, that's what's important. It isn't what's important to us, it's what's important to them. So if you don't hear anything else today, I challenge you, I encourage you, as you do presentations from this point forward, rather than hose people down, ask them what's important to you. See, Terry mentioned something that's very important today. He mentioned that Jim and Sandy took the time to get together with him and Sally and Bob and Jean and get to know them. And it wasn't about selling Terry and Sally on becoming master affiliates. It wasn't that. It wasn't about getting together with and trying to impress Terry and Sally with what Jim and Sandy had done in their lives. I mean, Jim Christmas, here's a guy that's probably 2-3 times more successful than I am in business. And you know, it was about getting together and building a relationship. And what did we do that afternoon? We focused on what's important to them. That's all we did. What's important to them. So see, when you know what's important to the other person and you know what they want, the objections become very, very simple to overcome. When you don't know this, very seldom do you overcome the objections. But when you understand this, the objections are overcome pretty quickly. So Mindy, let's talk a little bit about, let's bring you in and let's talk.
Thanks, Jim. Boy, I'll tell you what, you could just take that last 5-10 minutes and just bottle that. That's really the essence of what we do. And I love, one of the things I learned from you early on, Jim, is that when you sit down with somebody that's just gotten involved with Relive, you ask them, what do you want for you and your family? You ask questions. And I think that that's so important, just to listen to what people say, ask questions, and find out what they want. I mean, that's really all it's about. And I think that it's just important. I mean, like, we didn't handpick these stories. We didn't know what the people's objections were. We just said out there, we put it out there that we're gonna, Jim was gonna ask you what your objections were. And it seems like most of the people came in for the product, but it was the stories that got them over that skepticism. And that's really what it's all about. I tell people, your job description is to talk to new people and then connect them with as many stories as it makes sense. Use common sense. Some people like a lot of stories, some people don't like the stories, so just kind of meet people where they are. But I agree with you that everybody needs this product, but we're looking for people that want it. And you got to find their wants. And if people understood what this product was about, everybody would be on it. And if people understood what the opportunity was, everybody would be in this business. So our job is just to connect people to the reality. And as you were talking about the fear of, when you talk to people, the objections really is the fear that you're going to get. What are they going to say? I always tell people, I said, don't get attached to the outcome of your conversation, of picking up that phone and calling somebody, because you can't control that. But just all the action is what you got to focus on. So those are all such great points, Jim. And I'll tell you what touched me more than anything was when Terry Cover said that you were his best friend. And that, I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. I got tears in my eyes hearing him say that, because you all met through Relive. And that's right. So awesome. So often y'all become friends. And I feel the same way about a lot of people that I've met through Relive as well. I've gotten the best friends out of this company.
Yeah. Hey, Mindy, what's important to you?
Right now, the most important thing to me is time, being with my family and my friends. I mean, that's really what's important to me, and my faith, of course. My faith is right up there at the top. But then after that, my family and my friends.
So what does being able to spend time with your family and friends and your faith, what does that really mean to you?
Oh my gosh, it's just everything. To me, that's life. When I think at the end of your life, as the older I get, that's more and more important to me. I mean, I've got a daughter and her family that live 15 minutes from me. I've got my 92-year-old mother that lives 15 minutes from me. Sean lives, 10 minutes from me. And it's just, I'm able to see them. It's not every day, every other day. We just spend so much time together. And there's nothing I would rather do than be with my family. And through this pandemic, I mean, that's the people I felt the most comfortable being around. So, it just, I mean, one of the things that interested me when I found out about Relive, I wasn't looking for the product. I was very unlike the stories that you heard today. I was looking for the business opportunity. But when Tom Pinnock sat me down, he said, Mindy, what do you want for you and your family? And I said, I want to be at home, be with my daughter. And I'll tell you what, Jim, just being able to come home within that first year of building a Relive business has changed the entire course of not only my life, but my family's life. I mean, I know my daughter is a different person because I was home, a stay-at-home mom with her through her, year from 5 till, she went off to college. And now I'm able to spend so much time with my grandchildren. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great to be able to leave an inheritance to my family, but I'm more excited about leaving a legacy, you know, just being able to go out and help make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah. And see, guys, here's the reason I asked that question is that I talked about asking what's important to a person, but I wanted to have you hear me, see me, ask somebody what's important to them. And it's until you know that, guys, you're just fighting a battle all by you're in a war all by yourself. But when you know what's important to the other person, then you bring the army in. And the army's the stories, it's the relationships, it's a time, it's smiles, it's all of that. And see, and the reason I asked, another reason I asked Mindy this question, because like if I was sitting down with Mindy the first time and Mindy shares all this stuff with me that's important, whether it's time, it's family, it's faith, I would say now, one of the things that's somewhere into the presentation, I would ask another leading question. I'd say, now, Mindy, you don't know a lot about what I do, but what if I could teach you how to do something that created more time to be with your family, to be with your friends, and to grow more in your faith? What if I could teach you how to do something that would validate or build on all of those traits that you have in your life? Would you be interested?
Absolutely. Because you know what, you just started helping me possibility think, you know, just dusting off those dreams and saying, okay, yeah, I'm open. If you can show me how to do those things, I am all ears.
Yeah. And see, you not only found what she wanted, you're now starting to understand her why. You understand that Mindy's core, I mean, time is so important to her, it's precious to her because she wants to be with her family, her children, her grandchildren, her friends. That means the world to her. And as you speak to her, you hear and you see that she loves to be around people. You hear that she's an encourager. And you know, you just go, my, let's open up the world of possibilities here. And Mindy's going to say one or two things. She's either going to say, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. And I would tell you both answers are okay. But when you find the Mindy, when you find the people that want to move forward, that are willing to invest time, energy, and effort and money, guys, there's no stopping it now. There's just no stopping it. Okay. Maybe
well, yeah, you know, I love that, you know, finding out what their why is, what's important to them. That's number one. That's awesome. I love that thing. I thought it was from State Farm. That's brilliant. That's brilliant that they want to find out what's important to you. But I think then once you start sharing the stories, you know, once you start building value in what people have, both through the products and the business opportunity, a lot of the objections go away. Because people will always find money, like you said, to buy what's important to them. So, you know, Jim, I reached out to some of the leaders that I have a great deal of respect for, and they gave me a list of objections that they've gotten. And I know we don't have a lot of time. We're going to try to keep this to an hour today, but would you mind if we just jump into a few of them?
Let's go for it.
Let's talk about maybe how you handle them. You already talked about the don't have time, too busy, and I love that. And another thing that I learned early on was just to be able to relate to people. Again, just listen, don't argue with people, and really connect to stories. But what about occasionally I'll hear, I'm not a salesperson. How do you handle that?
That's great. Do you know how to talk to people?
Yeah.
Do you mind talking to people?
Not at all.
Do you mind sharing with people a great movie?
No, love it.
I'm glad you're not a salesman, because salesmen are hard to work with.
And that's what I tell people too. I'm like, you know what? Great. We are not looking for salespeople because we find salespeople, we have to deprogram them. But it is really sharing Relive is just like sharing about a good restaurant, a good movie. I mean, Sean and I went to a brand new restaurant in Alpharetta Friday night not Friday night, Thursday night. And I've already told like 5 people about it. And you know what? I didn't have to have a script for it. I was just so excited because we had such a great experience and the food was phenomenal.
Yeah. You know, it just comes back to this. It's not about, yes, do products and money trade hands? Yes. And when that happens, yes, a sale has occurred. But is it really, for me, is it about going out and trying to sell somebody on Relive? No. It's about going out and presenting to them an opportunity to better health and an opportunity, if you decide to share with other people. What Clayton Heinrich sold me the day that I met him, he sold me his expression on his face. And he sold me the excitement. And I was sold when I saw his body, 78 years young. Guy holds up his hand. He goes, yeah, I take this stuff called Relive. It's in a can about this tall. What's it done for you? Well, my knees quit hurting. And my wife was sleeping all night. Now she used to have fibromyalgia really bad. Oh, really? Where do I get it, Clayton? That was the presentation.
That's the presentation. That's awesome. Yeah, it's really a transfer. We always say it's a transfer of feeling, and you felt how excited he was about that. Yeah. So, have you ever heard somebody say it's so expensive? I don't know if I can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And compared to what?
Great question.
And notice I didn't say anything else. Compared to what? And really, guys, here's what you do. When they ask that question, say compared to what, and just shut up. Oh, please, or excuse me, be quiet. Because here's why. Is too expensive is a pat answer. I mean, it's a worldwide answer to too many things. And I go, people said, Jim, you did what? You took how many shakes a day? And I said, oh, it wasn't an expense. It was an investment. It's the only thing that ever helped me. I didn't have to take drugs anymore. I didn't have to drink 4 quarts of Diet Mountain Dew every day anymore. I mean, all that stuff went by the wayside. It was not an expense. So it's always this, compared to what? Not feeling good? Only working 3-4 hours a day? Having a life that is just horrible? No, this is an investment in me. And here's the other thing, is that I said early on, people invest in their time, energy, money, and effort in what they want. I wanted health. So if it cost me $3 a day, $2 a day, $4 a day, $5 a day, $100 to $150 a month at the most, just to get started, or maybe even $60 or $70 a month, that's not an expense. It's an investment.
That's great. And I think there again too, it's building value. If people realize what this product would do for people or for themselves, they would definitely be taking it. And it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. But yeah, I like that. Compared to what? Heart catheterizations, chemotherapy. I mean, it saves you so much in doctor visits and prescriptions. And for me, I'd spend hours every month getting fake fingernails on, and I was able to save money with that. I saved money in my grocery bill. I love what Jeannie Blevins says. She says, Relive is the first thing I put in my grocery cart. Everything else is recreational.
Yeah. Well, and like Terry Cover, here Terry Cover, as he found Relive, diabetic, had all these issues. His toenails were black. And he said, Jim, I don't even like to go to the beach. Well, Terry doesn't have black toenails anymore. He's not embarrassed to go out in public. And it's never, see guys, it's never about the cost. I don't care. You can tell me somebody doesn't have any money. You can prove to me they don't have any money. But I can tell you, when they want it, they'll go get another job to be healthy, to pay for it.
Have you ever had anybody ask you, hey, I need to take this to my doctor and see what he thinks?
Go ahead.
Do it.
No, but again, you know, and I'd say, oh, feel free to. Yeah, feel free to if you want to. And sometimes I go, you know, they go, really? I said, well, sure, I don't care. There's nothing in here to hide. I mean, we're 32 years old. We've never had a claim filed against the company on products. I mean, go for it. I mean, we're tried and proven. There's hundreds of thousands of people put this product in their body every day.
Well, I think it's very interesting that doctors really aren't educated in nutrition or
Yeah.
prevention. You know, they wait till after you're sick and then try to give you drugs and medications to help mask the symptoms. And I told somebody one time, I said, taking the product to your doctor is like going to your hairdresser and asking her advice on what car to buy. Because I mean, I think about Dr. Bivens, who was one of my best friends from college, and she had the only nutrition class she took was the same nutrition class I took to become a dental hygienist. It was 6 weeks in one summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And here's another thing I said, and why, by the way, while you're taking these 2 or 3 cans of product with you, please take that Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi with you also, and have him analyze that for me, will you?
You take that McDonald's hamburger to your doctor before you ate that last week?
See, I love working with people. You know, people who grow animals for a living or grow plants, they understand it's all about balance. And so, you know, guys, just yeah, don't be afraid of that.
So, is what you're doing a pyramid?
No, there, you know, Mindy, and here's how I state that. As I said, Mindy, were there pyramids in the United States? Yes. Back in the 60s and 70s, that there were tons of pyramids going around the country. But I can tell you right now, the Federal Trade Commission, Securities and Exchange Commission, they've eliminated all those pyramid schemes. Network marketing is a method of distribution. Network marketing is about distributing products that work to people who want them. And that's what network marketing is.
Sometimes I'll ask people if they say, is this a pyramid? I'm like, what do you mean by a pyramid?
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of those things. They can never answer it. And I said, no, pyramids are illegal. We've been around for over 32 years. And
That's right.
Yeah, very successful. So good. Is it FDA approved?
Thank goodness.
FDA approved?
Thank goodness, no, because the FDA only approves drugs and stimulants for nutrition. Oh.
No, people think that they're being really smart. A lot of people think they just want to sound smart when they ask you questions. They start giving you these, you know, throwing these questions that you're giving you objections.
And see, and here's another thing, is that you heard me say, thank goodness, no. The FDA only approves drugs and stimulants. Guys, be careful that you don't over-explain it. Just keep your answers really simple and to the point.
One of the objections that we hear occasionally is, I heard soy is bad for you. I can't take anything with soy in it.
Well, here's what I can only tell you, Mindy, is that for 7.5 years, I lived in debilitating pain every day. I did everything in the face of the earth. I take magnets to my neck and my back. I took drugs. I took all kinds of other stuff. Nothing worked. And I put these products in my body. And what happened in 6 weeks, I could tell a difference in my pain levels. The next week, I played on the living room floor with my grandchildren for the first time ever. Sometime later, I got my memory back. That, I believe, was my biggest result. I had short-term memory loss. And after 18 months of being on these products, the pain I'd lived with for 7.5 years became non-existent. And for the past 18.5 years, there's only been one day for about 25 minutes of my neck hurting. And I took this new stuff that Relive has called this Relive Balm. And it's a CBD product. And I rubbed that on the back of my neck where it was bothering me, and took a full tincture of the CBD under my tongue, and took a scoop of Provantage and a scoop of Arthefect. And in 20 minutes, I was on a conference call doing the call.
And you know what? When you share a story like that, the question goes away. Concern goes away. And one of the things I love to tell people, to train new distributors with, is to tell people if you get a question you don't know about, you don't know how to answer, and even if you know how to answer it, think some of that. I tell you, there's 5 words you need to learn. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but you need to meet my friend Jim Schaben. He's been on these products for 18.5 years, and this is what's happened to him. Or you need to meet my friend Jeannie Blevins. She's been on Relive for 25 years. She's a type 1 diabetic on 10 different kinds of medication. She's off of 7 of the 10 that she was on, her insulin, and I just share a story. But I don't know about that, but you need to meet. If you're new, you need to meet so-and-so. If you've been around a while and you know some stories, then just share a story, share Jim Shaben's story. That's awesome. And the same thing goes with ingredients. If people ask about, you know, is this in there? Is that in there? I don't know about that. And then just share a story. So let's see here. How about, can I become addicted to these products?
Not that I know of. You know, I mean, really, that's how simply I answer some of these questions. Not that I know of. I've taken them now every day for 20 years. Do I feel, if I miss a shake, do I feel like I missed a shake? Yeah, I can tell one. But am I addicted to it? No, I don't think I'm addicted to it. It's what I do every day.
Yes, I say, are you addicted to food? You know, you're gonna eat every day. This is food. This is a dry food concentrate, and the best food you can put in your body.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another one that I like when people say, they'll say, well, I don't need nutrition. I say, oh, really? Why do you eat?
Yeah. And back to the soy thing too, I think another good way to handle that is, you know, would it be okay if I sent you a video? Let me send you, if I sent you a video link about, you know, the safety of soy, would you take a look at it?
Yeah.
And then send them the video that Dr. Galvez does about the safety of soy. He goes in talking about how the National Institute of Health and the American Cancer Society and the Heart Association all approve soy now. Yeah.
And here's another thing. If I'm doing a presentation and somebody says, oh, I can't take soy, I'm allergic to that. I said, oh, that's okay. We have a product soy-based too. Oh, I can't take soy. I can't take dairy. I have all of these allergies to dairy. I can't do that. Well, and then they'll go, but I'll take that soy product. And, you know, here's what I found is that, you know, people think the soy allergy thing, or people saying they don't want to take soy is a big deal. Well, just start talking about whey. I mean, I every time I walk away from the presentation, somebody says, oh, I can't take soy. I said, oh, that's no problem. We have this product. We have a whey-based product too. Oh no. and they walk away with now our classic, and I seriously have laughed. I mean, giggled to myself as I walk out of a building and get in my vehicle and go, I can't believe this.
Yeah, and you know, with the soy thing too, I'll say, you know, I don't know about that, but you know, I've got lots of friends that had soy allergies that take our products just fine. You need, you know, when would be a good time for you to meet one of them? And then we just connect them to a story.
Yeah.
How about if these products are so good, why haven't I heard of them?
Because we don't have enough people sharing it.
Ooh, I like that.
How would you like to help us?
Oh,
How would you? And they go, oh, I don't know. I said, well, what if I could teach you how to make $300 to $500 a month? Yeah. And they might say, a lot of them then will say, well, could I make more? Yep. If we do the same thing that helped you earn $300 to $500 a month, we keep doing the same thing. Could you go to 1,000? Could you go to 1,500? 2,000 to 3,000? Could you get to 5? Yes. Could you be at 7 or 8 or 10? Yes. It all just depends on how much time and effort you want to put in. These products work.
I like that. Yeah, and I tell people, I said, unless you run into another Relive distributor, we don't do any advertising. Relive pays people like you and me to do the advertising. We go out and share, you know, find customers and find distributors. Yeah. All right, let's do one more, Jim. I've tried network marketing before and it didn't work.
So did I. And I tell the story. This is a real story. 1980, 81. Sandy and I are part of another network marketing company. In 6 months' time, we build a check to $7,000 to $8,000 a month. True story. And the company then went and lied to the Federal Trade Commission and the FDA about the ingredients in their products. And in 45 days, it was all gone.
Oh, wow.
All gone. And it was the same time I was building our other equipment company. And I swore I would never, ever be a part of another network marketing company. But see, here's the one thing that I believed in. I believed in the philosophy. I believed in the multiplication. I believed in the marketing principles. What I was missing, and what I knew I was missing, was the company. I was missing the company that had the products that both had integrity. And when Sandy and I found Relive, you know, I meet this guy, he's 78 years old. To me, he's 60 years young. And I come home and tell Sandy what I found, and she goes, no, Jim, we know it's network marketing. We are not doing this again. And I just said, Sandy, just please come with me. Just come with me to this presentation. If it isn't any good, we'll walk away. We're both smart enough to figure this thing out. So we get to this presentation, and as always, we're a half hour early. There is nobody around. In fact, let me back up. We're getting out of the vehicle. Sandy takes her purse and puts it under the seat of the Suburban, under the seat. And you know how you look as couples, you look at each other across the vehicle. And I look at her and say, what are you doing? Jim, nobody's getting any of our money. We know this network marketing. Nobody's getting any of our money tonight. Okay, I said, now Sandy. And Sandy's a very nice person. I said, Sandy, please be nice. Be nice to these people. We don't know who they are. So we get in this hotel, and finally some people show up. And, so rule number one, guys, if you're going to do a meeting, be early. But anyway, all of a sudden, all these people, it's kind of like church. Everybody comes in the last 5 minutes. But all of a sudden, these people show up. We don't know anybody. Nobody knows us. And they, all of a sudden, these people start saying, who are you? Where are you from? And I said, well, I'm in Clayton, and we're supposed to meet somebody by the name of Pam Keeler. Well, Pam's not here yet. Come with us. And so they've taken us around, introducing us to stories. And Sandy and I then, presentation ready to start, we look at each other and go, this is different. There's nobody here in three-piece suits and evening gowns. Nobody's tried to impress us yet. This is different. And then, like these other 6 people we heard today, we heard about the company, we heard about the products, and we heard the stories. And so what happened, our arms went from this to this. We became open, and we both relaxed, and we heard the stories. Presentation's over. I look at Sandy. I said, because Sandy's there to help me get started, because she's already taking 60 vitamin mineral pills every day. She didn't come to get started on reading. I said, just come to support me. And I look at Sandy and I said, now, Sandy, how do you think I should get started? Which of those levels do you think I should do? And she goes, well, Jim, I don't know what you're going to do, but I know I'm not leaving here without this product. And what that deal, I think it was something started with an M, they said master something. We're going to do that. Really? What? And I said, what changed your mind, Sandy? Well, Jim, the stories. Jim, I have taken 60 vitamin mineral herbal pills every day for 20 years. You have no clue how much money I have spent taking all that stuff that didn't work. And I've never heard stories like this, Jim. I didn't know you were supposed to get these kind of results. We're not leaving here without this stuff. And thank goodness Pam Keelan came that night with the product. And so we did a master affiliate order. I went out the vehicle, got Sandy's purse, got the money.
You knew where it was.
Hey, I listened well. And all we did, guys, that's the story.
That's
It's just-
awesome.
yeah. So
What a great story. Well, Jim, as I sit there and listen to how you handled every objection, it was like you listened. You didn't argue. You didn't get confrontational. You didn't get your feathers ruffled. You went back and you asked questions, and then you just started building value. And but it all started even before the objections about what they want, what is important to you, and just meeting people where they are. Yes.
So important.
So any last comments before we wrap it up?
Hey, just keep it simple, guys. And just ask this question. Mindy, what's important to you? Sandy, what's important to you? And then once you know what's important to them, let that be your focus. Throw throw the fact out that you need them to go do this business so you can pay your bills next month. Throw your needs out the door, throw them completely away, and focus on what it is that Mindy wants. So focus on what's important to Mindy. And guys, when you would do that, when you do that enough, you'll have more money than you can ever spend. And when you start getting that money, and when you have more money than you can spend yourself, don't let it go to your head. Keep asking people this question: what's important to you? And then you'll build these incredible relationships like we have with Terry, like we have with Mindy and Sean, guys, and you'll have more fun you could ever have in your life.
Oh, Jim,
Thank you
so much. I could listen to you all day. You have so much wisdom. And you know, what if you had been the person that introduced Jim Schaben to this product and to this business opportunity? I mean, I know, Jim, you and Sandy have been two of the top most successful distributors in our company, and you started with the product, and the product changed your life, and you're so teachable. And thank you so much for being so willing to get on here and teach others. And just on behalf of everybody else, I want to say thank you so much for that. So
Thank you for the opportunity.
I am going to stop the recording here.